Hi, this is Stefan Gonick, Soulmate Attraction Mentor and expert EFT practitioner from FindingTheLoveYouWant.com. Welcome to Love Talk Q&A, the place to be to get your questions answered about finding and keeping the love of your life. In this episode of Love Talk Q&A, I'm going to answer this following question. Stefan, it's 2 years after getting divorced, and I feel like I don't want to even try to have a relationship anymore. That it's easier to be alone and just have my friends. How do I change my mindset? Well, sadly, this is a very common situation that you find yourself in where you are subconsciously still licking your wounds from the pain of your divorce and are feeling gun-shy about facing the possibility of that kind of pain again. This is totally understandable. When you think about it, when you first started, you met this person, you were very excited, you fell in love, you were thrilled to get married, you had big hopes and dreams about your future together. And then over the years, things just kept getting worse and worse, and there's maybe these big fights or this cold distance or whatever it looked like for you. It ended up being this long-term painful experience. So of course it makes sense that you could be afraid to experience that again, and that can kind of turn you off to this whole dating thing. And part of that may be that deep down you're worried that you'll repeat the same mistakes. That there's a part of you that subconsciously or maybe even consciously is aware that there's stuff going on there that led to the poor choice that you made with your partner, or maybe that impacted what was going on in the marriage. And that you're afraid that if you get out there and you meet somebody again, that you'll just repeat the whole cycle all over again. So that makes sense. It's understandable. So there's a couple solutions to this. The first solution is to develop a deep understanding of why things went the way they did and to address them. So for instance, in my Finding the Love You Want mini course, I go into the 3 key blocks to finding love, and these same 3 key blocks are the things that very likely were the cause of why you picked your partner that you got married to begin with, and is also impacted what happened in your relationship. So if you can come to understand what these are specifically for you by reading the mini course, then you get a whole new understanding as to what went wrong. When we don't really understand what went wrong, then we feel at the mercy of it happening again, because if we don't know why things went wrong, then there's nothing we can do about it. So actually, the chances of repeating it actually are quite high. And you see that a lot with people. In fact, there are people who get married and they get divorced, and it's very painful, and they vow, I will never be with that kind of person again, and I'm going to be really careful the next person I get involved with. And then, whenever that next relationship is, they become horrified to see that, oh my God, in spite of my greatest efforts, I did get together with another person just like my husband or my wife. So there is a reality there that there is actually a good chance of repeating the same mistakes. But if you read the mini course, you'll understand why it happened the way it happened. And in the mini course, you'll also learn what you can do about it. So you can break free from those patterns and have an amazing, wonderful, healthy partner that would be great. So that's part of it, is having that knowledge, working through what happened will make you feel much more confident that, okay, next time I can, in actuality, dodge that bullet. Because it's not going to be by accident or luck. It'll be because I have broken out of that unconscious pattern that made me pick my partner to begin with. And now I find myself just naturally able to pick the right kind of partner. So that'll be a big help right there. Now the second part is that sometimes we need to address the leftover pain from our last relationship. If we have a lot of pain from that relationship and it's still sitting within us, our heart is not going to be open to being with a new person, really. Even though there might be a part of us that really wants to have a new partner, that even longs for it, there's going to be a part of us that's still feeling wounded, still hurting. And it's going to be very helpful to use EFT to clear that out. So what you're going to want to do is go back, well, actually just to think about that relationship and just to tune into what still feels unfinished about it emotionally for you. Okay, so there may be some leftover deep hurt. There may be feelings of betrayal. Like let's say your partner cheated on you, have some intense feelings of betrayal and also fear that it could happen again. You may just have still some grief. See, in this country, in the United States anyway, we really don't honor feelings. The advice that most people give to their friends who are in a difficult place emotionally are to do things that actually distracts them from their feelings. So lots of times you'll say, if you're feeling all this pain, say, look, just keep busy. Keep yourself busy, get involved with activities, do a lot of different things, and that'll help. But when you keep busy or you distract yourself from your feelings in some way, all you're doing is like keeping them inside. And they have nowhere to go. So they're still there kind of churning around inside. And we kind of try and suppress them and lock them down, but that actually in a way intensifies them, sort of like a pressure cooker. So it becomes this internal tension that we have. And we can feel them under the surface and we don't want to go there. So it becomes this sort of vicious cycle of them trying to come out and pushing it back down. In other countries, there's much more comfort with emotions and much more honoring of that. So people will encourage you to cry, they'll support you to cry, or support you to rage if you're angry, things like that. So what we want to do is to tune into the emotions that are there and to do just that. If there's leftover hurt, sadness, betrayal, let yourself cry about it. While tapping, of course, to help to release these feelings more quickly and easily. Let yourself cry about it. If there's stuff you're angry about, pretend your partner's standing over there and just let them have it verbally as you're tapping. I'm so pissed at you for cheating on me, or I'm so pissed at you for never caring about, my needs, or, whatever the thing is that you're angry about. So you want to just cathartically vent all this stuff while tapping until you've released it all, until you come to a place of peace. And you'll tell when you get there, because after a while, you just won't be able to dredge it up anymore. You'll be trying to express more stuff, and you go, well, I don't really feel much like crying anymore. I feel a little sad, but not much really anymore. Or I feel a little angry, but not much. And you can just tap even that little bit out. And this will clear your heart. And this will make it so that your heart can be open to a new partner. And also make it so, well, you can open to a new partner in two ways. One is open in the sense that you're not sitting in all these feelings anymore, which if you're sitting up to here in feelings, then, if you meet a new person, there's always some possibility of potential pain, right? Even with somebody that's great, every once in a while you can get hurt or something like that. And if we're up to here, we're just going to be like, I can't go there. I can't even face the possibility of feeling more painful feelings. So we'll become very avoidant, like the person in the question. But even if you're willing to go forward in spite of that, if you have still a lot of feelings inside, it becomes this barrier, because in order to keep the feelings inside, we have to kind of put a protective wall around our heart to kind of keep it in. But if we do that, we're also keeping out. We have the wall goes both ways, so it's keeping things in, but it's also keeping the outside out. So we're not able to receive the other person. Our heart's not open to give emotionally in that way. It's just kind of blocked. So we want to clear that out. And actually there's a third factor, and that is the idea of baggage. We always talk about this idea of baggage left over from the prior relationship. So if you have a lot of painful feelings left over from your prior relationship due to painful things your partner did, if a new person does something that just barely even reminds you of that, what your old partner did, you're going to really overreact and have a big emotional reaction, either just internally or externally as well, and it'll damage this new beginning relationship. So there's a bunch of good reasons to clear that out, and most people don't, and that's why we do have lots of baggage that we have to deal with in subsequent relationships. So just in summary, there's two things. One, understand why things went the way they did. Read my Finding Love You Want mini course or some good book on the topic, so you're armed with a knowledge as to why it went the way it did. And ultimately, ideally, you would work through these things And then you feel very comfortable and confident that you're not going to make those same mistakes again. And then the other one is to clear out the leftover feelings from the painful stuff that did happen, to open your heart and free you so you can go forward, able to welcome in a new person wholeheartedly. So I hope this was helpful. And I really want to encourage you that no matter what kind of experiences you've had over the course of your life in relationships, you may have been married 3 times and they all ended badly, things like that. It's never too late to discover what went wrong, to learn how to address it, and then to have amazing, wonderful, healthy love experiences in the future. It's never too late. 70s, 80 years old even. It's never too late. I've helped people at all ages. So I wish for you to have the wonderful, ecstatic love that you most want. Did you like this video? If so, click on the like button below, subscribe to this channel, and spread the love to your friends. And if you have questions about your love life, please submit them in the comments below, and your question just might appear in an upcoming episode of Love Talk Q&A. Also, if you would like to understand the 3 key blocks to finding love and how to attract your soulmate now, sign up for the free Finding the Love You Want mini course. Well, thank you for hanging out with me, and remember, no matter how long you've been trying, you really can have the life and love you long for. This is Stefan Gonick, International Love Coach from FindingTheLoveYouWant.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time on Love Talk Q&A.